People are willing to be anti-immigrant everywhere. We were doing focus groups just before Christmas in Michigan, and people were like, who knew the Canadians were such a threat, right? People were like anti-immigrant, anti-immigrant. And finally, I was moderating one of the groups, and I kind of got out of my role, and I said, because I just was getting so angry, and I never do this, but I said, you know, think about it. If you were an undocumented worker, wouldn't you have to be an idiot to come to Michigan right now? You got 50 states to choose from, and you're going to come to Michigan for a job? I don't think so. And even the group had to admit, well, maybe there was some common sense in that. We do know that people think that the immigration system is completely broken. They think there are lots of bureaucratic castles. They think there are lots of people getting caught up in situations like this where the law is being imposed in a way that really doesn't make any sense. They're sick of it. They want to cut through that, turn an illegal flow into a legal flow, and really get this whole situation rational and under control. Similarly, there is a kind of problem-solving mentality going on right now. So in the family backlog, for example, the biggest argument in our favor was not some great sentimentality around, poor families and, personalizing the families. It was just 3, 6, 10, 25 years, just too long to wait. That doesn't make any sense. And having some folks, because they come from some ethnic backgrounds, waiting 25 years, and some folks not using up it just seems inefficient to people. When we first tested arguments, for example, against Guantanamo, we found the ideological arguments weren't what worked the best. People just thought, we're America, we can do it best, we can do it fast. Why don't you get down there, figure out if they're terrorists? If they're terrorists, nail them to the wall. If they're not terrorists, get them out. Why would you keep anybody for 3 years trying to figure out if they're a terrorist? Why would you do it in 3 minutes and figure it out? So there are obviously downsides to trying to assess whether someone's a terrorist in 3 minutes, but there is this kind of common sense problem-solving mode out there. People also want to require people to become legal. And of course, one of the interesting things about the nexus here of immigration and gay and lesbian rights is these are communities that want to become legal. We want to declare ourselves. This is not a fight. There's also a strong sentiment even in this economy that we need to get as many people as taxpayers as possible. And so one of the arguments in immigration that is really moving up in the hierarchy is let's get everybody legalized, let's get everybody a taxpayer. And again, that's a very, very strong issue here. There's also a lot of ignorance around the sponsorship issue. People do not realize that heterosexual or homosexual, you have to be sponsored if you're bringing over a spouse or a partner. And that's very reassuring to people as well. So part of the problem is there's a lot of ignorance is still in the immigration realm. And people really are not aware that much of the laws. And when we first started doing work on comprehensive immigration reform, we found people would say, well, why won't they become Americans? No understanding that if you had once been illegal, you can't just become legal. And people said, why don't you just go down to the post office and become legal? Why do they stay illegal? Why are they so unloyal to America? Again, just a lot of ignorance